Did you know Alexander the Great never lost a battle, even though he was often outnumbered? It's true. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a testament to the indomitable spirit and unparalleled strategic acumen of the man who would come to be known as Alexander the Great. Born in the summer of 356 BC in the ancient city of Pella, Macedonia, Alexander was a born conqueror. The son of Philip II, a powerful king in his own right, Alexander was destined for greatness from his early years. Tutored by none other than the philosopher Aristotle, he was instilled with a deep love for knowledge, which he would later use to his advantage on the battlefield. Alexander ascended to the throne at the tender age of 20, following the assassination of his father. Despite his youth, he proved to be a formidable ruler, immediately setting his sights on the vast Persian Empire. His audacious vision, coupled with an unyielding resolve, propelled him forward, leading his armies against the mighty forces of Persia. What followed was a series of victories that seemed almost fantastical in their scale, from the Battle of Granicus to the Siege of Tyre and the Battle of Gaugamela. Alexander's forces swept through the Persian Empire like wildfire, leaving a trail of triumphs in their wake. And so, by the age of 30, Alexander had carved out one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, stretching from Greece in the west to Egypt in the south and as far east as India. Looking at the sheer vastness of his empire, one cannot help but marvel at the unprecedented scale of his conquests. Yet these victories were not merely the result of brute force or numerical superiority. On the contrary, they were the fruits of Alexander's strategic genius, his ability to inspire his troops, and his unyielding determination to never accept defeat. Now, let's delve deeper into the strategic genius that made such conquests possible. Alexander didn't just win battles, he outsmarted his enemies. This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the strategic brilliance of Alexander the Great. His victories were not random. They were the result of meticulous planning, innovative tactics, and a deep understanding of his enemies. Let's delve into some of his key battles to better understand Alexander's strategic prowess. One such battle was the Battle of Issus, where he faced the Persian king Darius III. Darius had a significantly larger army, but Alexander turned this disadvantage into an advantage. He used the narrow battlefield to neutralize the numerical superiority of the Persians. By cleverly positioning his forces, he managed to create a situation where the Persian forces were cramped and could not use their numbers effectively. This brilliant tactical maneuver led to a decisive victory for Alexander, but his strategic genius was not limited to battlefield tactics. Let's consider the Siege of Tyre. Tyre was a city built on an island, seemingly impenetrable. Instead of launching a direct assault, which would have been costly and time-consuming, Alexander took a different approach. He ordered the construction of a causeway to the island. It was a daring and innovative strategy, one that had never been attempted before. The Tyrians were caught off guard and were unable to prevent the construction. Once completed, Alexander could launch a full-scale attack, leading to the fall of Tyre. These are but two examples of Alexander's strategic brilliance. He understood that winning a battle was not just about having a superior force. It was about understanding the enemy, the terrain, and using innovative tactics to turn the odds in your favor. He was a master strategist, a chess player on the battlefield, always thinking several moves ahead. Alexander's strategies were not only groundbreaking for his time, but they continue to be studied in military academies around the world. His legacy as a master of strategy is as enduring as his empire, reminding us that victory is often achieved not through brute force but through the cunning use of strategy and tactics. The conquests of Alexander weren't just about expansion, they changed the course of history. When Alexander the Great set out on his conquests, he wasn't merely seeking to expand his empire's borders. His victories were far-reaching, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The immediate impact of his conquests was felt on multiple fronts. One of the most profound effects was the cultural exchange that ensued. As Alexander's empire grew, it absorbed elements from the cultures it subjugated. In return, it imparted its own cultural nuances on these regions. This mutual exchange fostered a unique blend of cultural elements, leading to the rise of what we now know as the Hellenistic culture. A fusion of Greek and Eastern influences, this culture has significantly shaped Western civilization. The Hellenistic culture was characterized by advancements in various fields, including philosophy, science, and the arts. It was during this period that the world witnessed the emergence of great minds like Archimedes and Euclid. The teachings of these scholars continue to form the backbone of modern knowledge in their respective fields. Another striking impact of Alexander's conquests was the establishment of new cities. These cities, many of which were named Alexandria in his honor, were not just military outposts. They were centers of Greek culture, trade, and learning. They served as melting pots where different cultures could interact, leading to unprecedented cultural and intellectual growth. The city of Alexandria in Egypt, for instance, became a beacon of Hellenistic culture. It was home to the legendary Library of Alexandria, which housed the greatest collection of knowledge of its time. This city became a symbol of the cultural and intellectual prowess of the Hellenistic era. But the impact of Alexander's conquests didn't end with his death. In fact, they continue to resonate to this day. From the spread of the Greek language to the diffusion of cultural and intellectual ideas, Alexander's conquests have left a lasting legacy. His influence extends beyond the reaches of his empire, shaping the world as we know it today. Alexander's empire may have crumbled, but his influence endures. As we delve into Alexander's lasting legacy, we uncover the profound impact his conquests had on the shaping of future empires. Alexander's reach was not limited to his lifetime. It extended far beyond, influencing the contours of the world's history. A prime example of this is the Seleucid Empire, one of the successor states formed after Alexander's death. It held sway over a vast territory from Anatolia to Persia. This empire, like others that emerged from the ashes of Alexander's reign, was deeply influenced by his administrative system and military strategies. They adopted and adapted these strategies, creating a ripple effect that would echo throughout history. But the influence of Alexander's conquests was not confined to the battlefield or the throne room. His actions played a major role in spreading Greek culture across the globe. This phenomenon, known as Hellenization, saw the Greek language, arts, and philosophy permeate throughout the territories Alexander had conquered. Even after his death, Greek remained the lingua franca in these regions, and Greek thought continued to be a dominant force in the intellectual sphere. This cultural diffusion had a profound impact. It led to a unique blend of Greek and Eastern cultures, birthing a new era of intellectual and artistic innovation. The works of this period, from the philosophical treatises to the breathtaking artistry, continue to captivate us to this day. Furthermore, Alexander's conquests reshaped warfare. His use of combined arms, his innovative strategies, his emphasis on mobility and speed, these concepts dramatically altered the landscape of military thought. Even in modern times, military academies around the world study Alexander's tactics and strategies, underlining the enduring influence of his military genius. So while Alexander's physical empire didn't last, his legacy certainly has. From shaping future empires to spreading Greek culture, from altering the course of warfare to leaving an indelible mark on the world's history, Alexander's influence reverberates through the ages. His empire may have crumbled, but the echoes of his deeds resonate still. Scene script: Alexander the Great, a man who changed the world in just a few decades. As we draw our journey to a close, let's reflect on the brilliance and audacity of a young man who conquered the known world. Alexander, a master strategist, displayed an uncanny ability to read the battlefield, often turning the tide of war with a single decisive action. His military genius is still studied in war colleges around the globe, yet it wasn't just his military acumen that set him apart. Alexander understood the power of culture and the importance of blending the traditions of the conquered with those of the conquerors. His vision of a united world where people of different cultures and backgrounds could coexist and thrive under one rule shaped his empire and left a lasting impact on the regions he conquered. His conquests stretched from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, creating a vast empire where trade, knowledge, and ideas flowed freely. This interconnectedness spurred a period of cultural and intellectual growth known as the Hellenistic era. The cities he founded, most notably Alexandria in Egypt, became centers of learning and culture that endured long after his death. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of Alexander's greatness is his legacy. His life and achievements became the stuff of legend, inspiring countless generations. His name became synonymous with greatness, his story a symbol of ambition and the will to overcome insurmountable odds. Yet, his story is not without its dark spots. His relentless pursuit of glory led to countless deaths and the destruction of entire cities. His ambition, while driving him to great heights, also led him down paths of tyranny and ruthlessness. Indeed, the story of Alexander the Great is a testament to the power of ambition, strategy, and legacy. A story that continues to captivate us over 2 millennia later.